Hello, everybody. Evan LaMontagne here with Sarson Funds for a quick Analyst Altnote about the recovery of decentralized AI when comparing it to the big run-up from DeFi in the previous cycle. So looking at one of the main players in the OG DeFi sector, we look at Aave. Now, Aave is a little bit different than some of the others we're going to talk about because it launched at the end of the cycle 2 cycles ago in 2017, right during that peak period. But I think the same principles still apply. As we saw an incredible run up in the summer to fall of 2020, leading into DeFi summer, and a subsequent drawdown. This is the weekly chart, just for reference. And then we saw a very immense recovery and peak in the middle of 2021. And we believe that this is going to apply to the elongated cycle that we're going to see this time around. That'll probably extend into 2026. So as you can see, a slight drawdown from its all-time high here and a subsequent pump up as the sector gained recognition and people started to begin to see the promise of the decentralized finance sector. Same thing or a very similar thing happened here with Uniswap with their airdrop occurring in September. Drawdown from the top down to about $2 in October, November. Beginning in November, election happened, started to see an increase into the end of the year, and we saw that subsequent pump to all-time highs of about $45 thereafter in the middle of the next year. Yearn Finance, very similar story. Launched in late summer of 2020, saw an initial pump all the way up to about 43,000, the subsequent drawdown to about 8,500, and then the pump thereafter all the way up to 82,000, which is a significant, 1,000% increase for one of the major players in the space. And as you can see, all of these tops timed around the same, correlated within the same sector. Last one that we're going to talk about here quickly with the decentralized finance-ish space, right? This is a bit of a different narrative, but I think that tells a similar story as was a utility-based play around synthetic assets. We saw the subsequent first pump beginning of September, end of August, up to $7.28. Drawdown of about 60-70% down to $2.62, and then the pump of about 1,000% all the way up in about February. Some of the other names peaked at about May. That's where it reattempted an all-time high. So this kind of tells the story of, these sectors take a while to really show promise and really deliver on some of the promises that they make upon release. And we believe that this is going to apply very similarly to some of the AI names that we've been watching so closely, and we've been so adamant about the undervalued nature as they have pulled back over the last few months. First one we're going to talk about was the market leader. Still sort of is the market leader in terms of market share, mind share, as well as volume and attracting new builders. This would be Virtuals on Base. This one was launched at the end of 2023, actually, so over about 2.5 years ago. This one has been building up. It had a nice little first peak in October of last year, kind of sold off a little bit until we got into the end of 2024, where it made its insane run up. All the volume, all the agents were being launched. For anyone that doesn't know, Virtuals allows you to launch your own AI agents with a specific use case. We're going to talk about a great example of that we believe is also going to be a strong market leader here later in this video. But it pulled a significant increase, from around 5-6 cents all the way up to about $4.61. I believe on some markets it got above $5 as well. Pulled all the way back down to 44 cents, and now we're starting to see that uptick as we move into the middle part of this year, which I believe is going to mirror some of the things that I talked about with those DeFi protocols. REI, similar concept. It's an initiative looking to bring AI on chain through a association. Dipped down below 1 cent. It's already back up above 6 cents as at the time of making this video. We believe that this is going to continue the trend, and this was just that first initial pump in price discovery, just allowing people to buy the lows so strongly like we have been and accumulate for that next large rise past these all-time highs. And to get it's back to those all-time highs still, it would be, over 150% gain. And we believe that, there's a strong possibility that it goes well beyond that as we see some of these other names start to develop and the roadmaps that they have created start to really come into frame. Another one that we really like and we are keeping a close eye on is very similar to virtuals, but this one is for Solana. This one is called ARC, AI Rig Complex. The technology is very sound, built in Rust. Solana is also built in Rust, so it lends well to the Solana developer community. The top on this one was around 53 cents. Bottom was around 3.2 cents. We're sitting right at 5.8 cents right now. Starting to see that slow tick up. I think this is sort of the right place, right time sort of approach that we're looking at here is like the accumulation has happened. We're starting to see those large players that were waiting for signs of life and like a true recovery in the market that are starting to find these names, starting to bid into them and really accumulate long-term positions for that big run up that we believe will happen over the next 6 to 12 months. And the last one is that specific AI agent that I mentioned earlier on virtuals called AIXPT, one of the most popular AI analysts that monitors, not only trends in the social sphere, but as well as on-chain metrics as well. You can tag AIXPT and it will respond to you with its analysis, which is really cool. It topped out around 88 cents, bottomed out around 7 cents, back up at about 13. So we're starting to see that uptick as we move into this more macro bullish crypto portion of the cycle, where we're starting to see signs of decoupling from traditional markets. We're starting to see signs that people truly believe that decentralized AI has a strong standing against some of the competitors that are centralized. So, this is an opportunity to really explore some of these options. Be sure to reach out to us. This is what we specialize in. This is what we spend a lot of time doing, is researching these on-chain AI products that are going to revolutionize the world in a different way than some of their centralized counterparts. So I hope this was helpful in kind of painting the picture. To get back to all-time highs, we're still, for some of these names, we're still between like 200 and 1,000% of upside just to get to the all-time high. But as you saw on some of these other charts, that all-time high might be, just a small drop in the bucket compared to what is possible when we zoom out and we see kind of these very focused and popular niches within the crypto sector. As they start to gain popularity, people realize that there is financial speculative value as well as true value for the utility of the technology. And I think there's no other technology that is prepared to be disruptive like AI. So these little upticks are a sign of what's to come. I am very excited as it could very well follow the playbook of DeFi in 2020 and 2021. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@sarsonfunds.com or give our office a call. We'd be happy to schedule a time to talk with you about our decentralized AI product. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you guys very much.